All right, guys, Copper Cutlass here, and came out here today. It's Thursday. My wife's outside. I got her outside, enjoying the nice weather. Came out in the garage just to kind of fart around. There's no real work to do, to be honest with you. But on the one distributor, I wanted to check out the pickup because I thought it was a bad pickup, but after talking with a friend, he seems to think it's common module failure. I've never really had a module fail. This one is brand new, so it's probably just a defective one. So what happened at the track last weekend is, I warmed up the car, drove it around the pits, everything was fine. Not a single problem. Okay. Go to fire it up. Starts to pop. Okay. I start to think, like, what can I do? So we isolate the power to the distributor. I actually rewired it. Now it's on my panel versus on the ignition switch off the drum, just to make sure that that was good. We're fine there. I swapped cap and coil. Same deal. No change. It would still pop, shut off. I could fire the car back up. Okay. So I was thinking maybe it's the pickup, because usually modules just kind of die and they don't work. But after testing the pickup on this distributor, it checked out fine. I checked it on this one, and that checked out. And then I checked the one that I took out of the busted distributor, and this one checked out fine too. This one was actually at about 1,000 ohms. These are at about 800. They're stock GM. Obviously, I've got a Dynamod module now on it. I took out the Petronics one. It's around here somewhere, but I'm thinking that's just a bad module, to be honest with you, from the get-go. That's the module that has been working, so we're going to put that one in there. But we're going to race the cars as for the next race. Because we know everything is kind of working and everything is doing what it's supposed to do. And I think we have our fuel now in a safer range than before. It was pretty lean. Leaner than I'd like to. I'd rather it be fatter than leaner. But it was a hot day, so it kind of probably saved us. It wasn't popping in the burnout box. We got it to stop popping going down the track. By capping off the exhaust. And then later on in the day, as I mentioned, my buddy Terry, who is also a carburetor guy, said, put different high-speed air bleeds in it. It should fatten it up. We had 35s in there. Jim Cooper suggested 31s. And in the video that I made over the weekend, you guys can actually hear Terry in the background talking to my buddy Tim, telling him that there should be about 31s, 32s in there. And if anything, with the 28s, it was going to be pretty fat, which actually it wasn't. It didn't, we didn't char out the plugs. So you might be asking yourself why there's an MSD box here. We do have a distributor that I am going to set up for the MSD, which is going to be this one. That one's going to be set up for the MSD. And, hopefully we get a weekend where we can test on Sunday. And if we race on a Saturday, camp out, test on Sunday, we're going to put the MSD in it and see what it does with that. Just to, at that point, we've eliminated the module by putting the MSD in it. But I want to mount the MSD in the car away from heat because, as we all know, heat and electronics don't get along. Probably why my module took a shit, which at this point, that's what I'm going to deem it. But who knows? It could still be a bad pickup. But we have options. So I have this distributor. I'm going to leave with this pickup. And then I'm going to put a different pickup on this distributor that I'm going to leave as is in case of, we go out and then this is acting up. I'm going to put this module on that distributor. And then if that it works, fine. Then that was the pickup maybe. Again, you got to kind of, I could buy a new distributor, but it's just not in our cards, okay? We're working with what we got. The eBay special that I bought 15 years ago still works, and it saved us, so we're going to keep running it. And we got enough distributors to make something work at this point. Besides that, really, we got nothing else going on. I am going to set up the O2 sensor now that we got a much better tune that isn't going to kill the O2 sensor. And now that we know that the EVAC setup is working really, really well, yeah, no, we smoked the track. And when I say we smoked the track, this thing was belching. So we pulled a lot of oil. We need to baffle these motherfuckers up. So I am going to put, I'm going to make a setup to baffle. These risers for these breathers are actually baffled. I just have to put grommets on there to accept the breathers and get new breathers, because the breathers that I have are now completely oil soaked. So I'm going to continue to pull oil out of them. Yeah, we pulled quite a bit of oil out of it. So Tim did a good job of welding those motherfuckers in. So, and this exhaust is clearly pulling some serious velocity out of it, and vacuum to, or generate enough vacuum to pull that much, because, you know, the breathers are baffled themselves. So it shouldn't have done that. But it is what it is. So our never-ending spark saga continues, but, you know, ultimately the car is working. We got a little bit of fuel tweaking to do, and, you know, we know the car has ran a best of an 1158 at 113 with a 162 60 foot. We have mirrored that 60 foot, and we have at the Grove last time out, that was the day my wife got hurt, we did run an 1172 at 112, which is like right there where it kind of supposed to be. It was about 30 degrees warmer that day, but the car still ran good until we sheared the pin. And I know my timing wasn't moving, because before I rejetted the carburetor, I did check the timing, and that's something that I normally do. Before I change the carb, I check the timing, make sure it's where it needs to be. So I still have to rejet the carb and square it up. I got 76s in the front, 89s in the rear. I'm going to go to an 88 and 78 and keep the 28 high speeds on there, and see what that does. But for now, everything seems to be working. Pretty happy. You know, we got to race, and it was kind of a shit show, but we managed to pull through. We did pull through. We managed to make it to first round of eliminations, but we broke out. It got hot, and the car picked up. And what are you going to do? We dialed in at a 1210, ran a 1208 at 105, and we let off at the 1,000 foot. That was going to be a good run. And that was, you know, that was after like 1 o'clock, after the humidity had set it and everything. And, you know, it was warm at that point, because we made our 2 first time runs early in the day before 11 o'clock. It was a very fast moving day. Like, I got to the track, and I was scrambling to fill out my tech card. I was scrambling to try to fit a new belt. I need to get a belt for this thing. It was just drama, man. It was a very dramatic day, but, you know, I think we got it under control. The more we get the car out, the better it's going to get. Everything seems good. Oil pressure is good. This thing runs great. You know, we did spin on our last run. I think I was keeping my burnouts small because of I was afraid of tossing the belt. I kept tossing the belt, so I was doing small burnouts, and on the last run I didn't do the world's biggest burnout, but it is what it is. You know, we spun a hair, but we still ran a 1211 at 109. You know, it's not bad. And that was after the high speed air bleed change. So I'll let you guys go. Share, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. Hope you guys are enjoying the saga of the tune, the distributor mainly. At this point, the tune, we kind of know in what direction we need to go once we put the O2 sensor in. And now that we know we got a tune that isn't going to kill the O2 sensor, that's going to make it better. So that's one of the small tasks I have to do. Get a belt, O2 sensor, set up a distributor with a different pickup, and, you know, just have backups, because that's all we can do at the moment. It's all we can afford. It's kind of like, you know, I can afford to get an MSD distributor and all that crap, but don't want to spend that money right now. Can't. There's other financial responsibilities that are hindering that, so we have to work with what we got. So I'll let you guys go.